everybody, I'm back with another YouTube video. Now in today's video, guys, I'm going to be doing a new type of video that I've been thinking about for several weeks. And, tier lists are becoming increasingly more popular. And as you saw in my title, you probably saw what it is going to be. This is going to be my first ever tier list, and it's going to be on card deck brands. And I was thinking about this for a few weeks with other tier lists as well. So stay tuned, because now I have so many ideas for videos. You know, I could do card tricks, I could do book reviews, I could do streams, all this other stuff, rankings, whatever. But tier lists was one of the things that I wanted to do, and I did do a tier list on the killers. That didn't go very well, plus there's a lot of killers. And this is only going to be a card deck brand tier list. So when I say brands, you're going to have things like Bicycle or B or, other just knockoff card deck brands, which are going to be most of the ones that are going to be in this tier list. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to show you what the tier list looks like as we keep adding things on. I'm going to figure that out. So yeah, this was a new video idea that I came up with, and I was very, very excited to do it today. I bought myself a new deck of cards, and I was like, man, I should do this. And there's other tier list ideas I was thinking through, too. So I'm very, very excited to release a bunch of new content in my channel, and, it's going to be a lot of videos popping up, likely. I was even, one day, I was eating, like, a loaf of bread, and I was like, maybe we could buy, like, bread brands and see, the difference between them, like a bread tier list. And I will say that I got some of the, well, not like directly the ideas, but these tier lists kind of got inspired for me by like popular YouTubers who have been doing them for a while. And, of course, I'm not going to do the same tier list that they're doing. I'm going to do tier lists on things that I personally enjoy. And that's why I'm going to be doing a card deck brand tier list. I know it's very, very confusing, but I mean, why call that confusing when people are doing tier lists? So I'm going to be doing this tier list today. And before we start, I did want to show you something new I got today. Oh, also, I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I didn't even mention Christmas, but obviously I had a great Christmas. Definitely one of the more better ones. I'm happy I didn't get a lot of extra stuff that I didn't want, like candy. Because I always get it and I don't eat it all. But I did get one of these letter boards, I guess, before I show you this. And don't mind why it says the line of constitutionalism. That's just something I say to myself sometimes. Very awkward. But I did get that letter board. And today, using some of the Christmas money that I got a Turmoil expansion pack to Terraforming Mars. I was very, very excited to get this. I have one more expansion pack to go, and unfortunately I can't buy it from a local store. I'll have to buy it on Amazon sometimes. But I'm going to just try out one expansion at a time. See how this one goes, and yeah. And my dog just came in. So for now, just don't mind my dog. She'll probably just walk around a little bit. But other than that, I hope I got everything off my chest. If there's anything I forgot, I'll tell you at the end of the video. But let's begin this tier list, starting off with some of the better brands. And then we're just going to go off of brands that I'm not really sure how much I'm going to like them. So let's try it out. Alright, so the first brand, and probably the most popular brand, and it's probably going to go into an automatic S tier, is going to be Bicycle. So I'm just using a standard deck right now just to show you guys. But Bicycle is just automatic S tier, and I know it's got some markings on it on this one. This is not my best Bicycle deck, but because I was trying to do a stupid trick on it one time. But Bicycle is just automatic S tier, and there is a little bit of criterion I'm going off of when I'm doing these card deck brands. It's kind of like how well you can do sleight of hand tricks with them. How fresh does the back look? Kind of like the texture of the deck, how good it really feels in your hands, how easy it is to do like little sleight of hand stuff and things like that. And Bicycle is just automatic S tier. I mean, like, you can feel the friction in the card, which is actually like a good thing. Like, it's not like really rough, but you can feel that texture, and it's really, really nice. Fits really good in my hand. It's poker size, of course, and it's just the best card deck brand for doing magic tricks. There's just nothing that outbeats Bicycle when it comes to doing card tricks. Here's the red standard one. But yeah, that's pretty much why it's up here, because it's just the best deck for doing magic tricks. It's got that perfect amount of friction. The texture is really nice. And when it comes fresh out of the box, it smells like money. It's just so great. And I have many different bicycle decks. I'll show you some of them. I'll just kind of pick and choose here. What ones do I have? I'm just going to get out every bicycle deck that I have. Just all the different kinds. I believe that's it. I already showed you the red one, but I'll bring it out. So, oh shoot, I just got my seat mixed up here. So we have the Bicycle Standard Red deck, which I just showed you. This one I actually just got today from Barnes & Noble. It is really, really nice. When I opened it, it just felt so fresh. It is a foil blue bicycle deck, and man, does it feel nice. So it looks like your standard blue deck, but it's actually like a foil, so it has like this purple tint. And when it came out of the deck, it was just amazing. Like, even better than the standard decks, because it like color codes the jokers, like as you can see here. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything better than Bicycle when it comes to their card brand. This is just automatic S tier. I mean, look at that. That purple tint, it's so satisfying. I'll put it away later. Here's my blue standard deck. So you guys can take a look at that. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. You can buy these ones from regular stores. So even if that is true, you know, there's rarer ones like this pink bicycle deck. It's a Nautic back. So it doesn't have the traditional black back, but it is still a bicycle brand. And the reason why you can tell that is, once again, the texture in the cards and the way that the symbols are displayed on the jokers and stuff like that. Just look at that. Here's the black standard back, which once again you can get from your regular stores. Personally, I think black is one of my more favorite ones, especially for doing like 3-card Montes. Just a very, very simplistic color. And then my last one, which is probably one of my more favorite ones, is the teal color. These ones you can't really find at your regular stores. Mostly, like, some of these you have to buy on like Amazon. This one I just happened to get lucky one time when I went to Barnes & Noble and I found this. I was very, very happy to be able to get this color. So I hope that in the future I can get like an orange, a gold color, or anything like that. Once again, this is another color-coded deck, the teal. Just very nice. I mean, I don't think there's much to say when it comes to Bicycle. Just an automatic S tier. So let's get on to the next card deck brand. Also, thing I forgot to mention, all Bicycle decks have an air cushion finish. I hope that focuses. So that's a key thing to remember when you're talking about these Bicycle decks. Let it kind of focus. But yeah, it has an air cushion finish. And this tint one is so shiny that it literally creates a glare on my hand when I use it. I don't know if you can see that right there. But it literally, like, the tint is so amazing that it literally just glares on your hand. Like, look at that. Just beautiful. So, that's just one last thing to mention before we get on to the next brand. Alright, so basically all the rest of the brands are just kind of like random ones that I just so happen to have, except for Hoyle. That's another one that I forgot, but I'll get on to that one. This one is Aristorat. I'll put it on the screen so you can see what it looks like. But I've actually seen a lot of these cards, you know, in places and stuff like that. I've seen them used a lot. These are like more of like a casino type playing cards. But I actually used to use these all the time when I was doing my card tricks back when I first started my channel. If you were there way back when I first started my channel, I did a lot of card tricks. And the main one I did it with was the Aristorat, however you want to say it. It's like this king box. I'll put something up there to show you what it looks like. But this is actually probably my second favorite brand. I feel like Bicycle is really good for doing card tricks, but also is this. It's kind of like at the same level, but I don't think I'm gonna give it an S tier. Like the texture is there. But the problem is, like, after it gets so old, like, the color on the back just starts, like, fading into the cards, and it looks like this very old, just, like, really ruggish, just, print on the cards, and that's just not a good look for these playing cards. I feel like the numbers are just a little bit too big and unnecessary. I mean, I get it's like, you know, they want to make it more like appealing. They want you to make sure that you know what the card is. It's just easier to see and stuff like that. But I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary. But then again, it's a casino type deck. But I also kind of like these little indents that they put in. It makes it like a little bit easier to hold it in your hand. Like there's almost like a different style to hold these in your hand. And it also makes it pretty good for doing sleight of hand tricks with it. So overall, I'm going to give this deck, I'm going to put it in the A tier. It is a really, really good brand. You know what? I didn't even think this is the right. Yeah, this is Argosy, and then my town name, and then this says Aristorat. Actually, no, it is the same brand because I see that there. Okay. I was just making sure. But anyways, I'm going to put it in the A tier. Overall, it's a really good deck. It's just not where Bicycle is in terms of, like, especially, like, the looks and the texture is not all there. It is, like, on the front side, I feel like it's a little bit better. But on that back side, you're not really getting the feel there. But the way that you hold the cards is really, really interesting. I love how they put that little curve there. Makes it a lot easier to hold the cards in a good position for when you're dealing cards or you're, just doing a card trick, just being able to deal those cards really, really quickly with that little indent. Very, very helpful. I'm going to put this in the A tier. Really good card brand. All right, so the next card brand, and I only have one card deck for this because, I don't know, I can't really find a lot of these in places, and I'm not sure if Hoyle is related to Bicycle, but the next card brand is going to be Hoyle. Once again, I'm not sure if this Hoyle is a part of Bicycle, because I feel like it is, but it does have a different back to it. I have the clear waterproof cards, so I'm assuming Hoyle makes these more of like these like plastic clear cards. Probably not on all of them, but I'm assuming that it's more of like this plastic film. It's like almost like a film that they make their cards out of. And it's really, really nice. Like, especially if you're doing like shuffles with Hoyle. Like, look at this. Like, you see how easy it is to do a riffle shuffle with these? Like, that is just amazing. So, shuffling is really, really nice with these cards. With the other card brands, like, it might just be because, like, I'm not the best shuffler, especially with Riffle Shuffle, but, I mean, just, like, it's really good if you want to make, add a little bit of finesse to your card tricks using this brand, this clear thing, which, once again, Hoyle doesn't make all of theirs like this, but I'm going to assume that Hoyle makes all of their cards out of this, like, this film, almost like a plexiglass kind of thing, but like obviously a lot less thick. But this film, and it's really, really nice. So I really like the material that they make it out there. And most of the time, I'm not a fan of card decks that are like very smooth, so there's not a lot of friction. But I actually like it for this one, and even though it might not be as easy, I'm gonna actually test it out. Might not be as easy to do, like sleight of hand tricks with these. Because of that smoothness and less friction, wasn't actually that hard. It's still a really, really great brand. Hoyle, what is there bad to say about this brand? I think I'm going to put it in the S tier. You know what? I'm going to put this in the S tier. It's just a really, really solid brand. It's not as good as Bicycle, but it's kind of like the little brother of Bicycle. Like, it just kind of follows behind it. They're very, very similar, but the material that they make it off of is, of course, very, very different. Once again, I am not sure if this is what they make all of their cards out of, is this film. I'm assuming not. But if we're going off of this waterproof one, Hoyle, you did a really great job. Let's get on to the next one. All right, so the next brand, now we're getting into some more less popular brands that you might not find everywhere. This is the Stud. This is just a random card deck brand. I'm going to have to look it up online to see if it's more of a popular brand if it actually does sell pretty good. And opening this box, why do I not remember what these cards felt like? I felt like I went through all my cards like 2 days ago, and stud, like I did not remember how these cards felt. I didn't know it was going to be this good. Already opening the box, this is really good. It has a texture a lot like Bicycle, which is already a plus. Obviously it has a different, back. And the back is really, really good as well. I love how they don't use oversized numbers. That's a plus. Let's look at some of the other cards. Ooh, I do like some of the Jacks, Kings, and Queens cover art. Pretty nice. What about the Jokers? Okay, well, it's not like a Joker, but it's like their stud horse, so that's pretty cool. So overall, going off of this deck, it feels a lot like a Bicycle deck. It feels a lot like a Bicycle deck. So this is really, really good. This might be my like second take for doing sleight of hand tricks. Oh my god, that is actually a lot better than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be going off of like a knockoff brand thing. But oh my god, it feels a lot like a Bicycle deck. But obviously in terms of like how Bicycle does the cover art for their Jokers and the color code and all that stuff, like in terms of visuals, I feel like it's a little bit better with their back and the way that they do the cover art for something. For some of the like the Jokers, the Kings, the Queens, and the Jacks, I feel like those are better with Bicycle. But in terms of texture, how well you can do tricks, there is no problem at all with this brand. And I feel like I shouldn't be judging these brands too much on how much they look. So even though it doesn't look as good as I think Bicycle does, even though it's still pretty wicked, I'm definitely going to use it in some of my card tricks for future videos. This is going to be an indefinite S tier brand. I don't know how popular this brand is, but whatever stud, whoever made this stud, this poker-sized deck, I thought it was going to be like a casino playing card deck, but no. Whoever made stud, this card deck is an actual stud, so definitely an S tier. I didn't think I was going to be ranking this deck as high as I did. So let's get on to the next few brands, which are probably going to be the worst in my tier list. Alright, so I actually take that back what I just said. There are a few good brands, and then it's just going to be completely trashed by the end of this video. But there are a few more decent brands. This is going to be kind of more of like the B tier range, like the average kind of decks. Nothing too special about them. And this next brand, and I've seen this, the reason why I know this is more of like a popular brand, and you can get it from like Dollar Tree, a lot of these brands, it's the Playing Cards brand. They all have the same generic back art to them. That's why I know they're kind of all surrounded around the same brand. Very, very cheap brand, but it's actually not that bad, and I kind of remember how these ones felt. It's definitely not the best. It's not a poker-sized deck. It's more of like a thin deck, which is actually pretty cool. So if you're just having a night with your friends and you're playing, just Go Fish or War or something, this is what you would use, but it's definitely not something you're going to use for card tricks, which sets it back. Not bad for shuffling, but oh my god, I just got like a pile of hair follicles out of there. Oh my god, that shows you how old it is. The texture, though, is not there. It's more of like this very slick, smooth texture, so it's not that good for sleight of hand tricks and stuff like that. Not what your go-to is going to be. I'm going to look at some of the cover art. Not that bad. Very, very generic, obviously. So I think if there's anywhere to put this deck, it's just solid B tier, honestly. Just a very average deck. It's something that you would use if you're just playing with a few friends. But it's never going to be like Bicycle, Stud, or Hoyle, where you're going to use it for a very cool finesse magic trick. This is not what you want to use if you want to make it a lot better. It's just very, 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 very average, this deck. But it's not horrible. Not as horrible as these next decks coming. We got a few more, and then it's just going to be all F tier, probably. So, yeah, this definitely going to give it a solid B tier. I don't think there's anything really good about it, really fascinating, but there's also nothing horrible about it either. So, yeah. Alright, so for the next one, and I actually used this for a few of my card tricks way back when I first started my channel, and this is the Silver City Poker Deck brand. This is like very for poker and not really for magic tricks. So the Silver City Deck, this one, I would say, because of the fact that it's a poker size, it's not thin, and it's actually, it's not that hard to do magic tricks with the Silver City Deck. It's going to be in the B tier, but it's going to be higher than the Playing Cards brand. But what holds it in the B tier is obviously, once again, the texture. It has the same kind of texture as the Playing Cards do, this very slick, smooth texture, which I tend to not like. I like more of that friction in the cards, so it's easier to do sleight of hand tricks and stuff like that. But other than that, it's still a poker size. It's not that hard to do magic tricks in there, but nothing too great. The back of the deck, really nice. I would say it's more of like a, obviously for playing poker or just games and not really for magic tricks. So Silver City is going to be going at the B tier. Alright, so I was kind of contemplating what I should do next, and I figured I'd get this one out of the way because it's going to be tough to rank this one, but it looks like it's going to be a regular Playing Cards brand, and I actually got this out of a magic kit. But I thought I'd rank this because this is a very interesting deck. It's one of the more difficult ones to rank. And I did use this for some of the card tricks that I did, and I'll tell you this, even though it doesn't have that texture like Bicycle does, it's once again that slick, smooth texture. It's not that hard to do card tricks with this. I'm actually a fan of this card deck, even though like you're not gonna get it unless you buy the magic trick or the magic kit. The backdrop to it, this is not actually that bad. The problem comes with the texture, which is, not going to hold it very back. It's going to go at least B tier. So you think right now, right, it's at the B tier. But then you look at the deck, and this is what disappoints me. What in the world is this? Am I like legally blind? I can see the numbers. I mean, yeah, they were friendly and they put the little ones here, which, I understand. It's like more of like a kids type. And if you're, I'm not going to try to make fun of blind people here, but this is not something you are going to use, people, for a card trick. And that's like 3 diamonds. That's not even 2. Like, get your numbers right. But this is not something that is going to visually look fantastic if you're doing a card trick, even though it's not that hard to do a card trick. That's the main thing that's basically going to hold it back. And the jokers, oh my god, it looks horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So, despite those factors, it's not that hard to do card tricks with. Just more of kind of like a kid's type because it is in a magic kit. I'm going to put it in the C tier. It's not average because there are some negative effects that go along with it. But pretty decent deck is what I'm going to say. This was one of the more interesting ones to rank. Probably going to be the most difficult to decide upon. But C tier seems like where it's going to go. So let's go on to the next brand. Alright, so these last few are going to be more of just knockoff brands that you're not going to find on Amazon. You're going to find them at like a Dollar Tree or just a local store. So you're probably never going to find the next decks that you'll see that I have. I just want to throw in these ones to show you how horrible magic kit decks can get. But I'm just going to kind of go through the rest of the card deck brands that I have. So I have a few $100 bill decks. The first one is actually pretty nice. I got this one for Christmas. This one, the texture on the card deck is absolutely beautiful. I feel like they did a little bit too much with the foil and the tint. I feel like it's going to burn my eyes with the gold color. Like, my god, I get it's money, but still. But when you go into the deck, despite looking at it visually, the texture is definitely there. It has like that film material like the Hoyle did, so it's pretty nice. It looks like it's going to gouge my eyes out. I mean, Jesus Christ, that gold color is a little bit unnecessary. The cover art for the Jokers, the Kings, the Queens, and the Jacks, not that bad, pretty good. I'm just gonna kind of show you some of that. Not that bad, pretty good. Textures there, just visually. Oh my God, like, it looks like you're asking too much out of a card trick. So it is not a poker size. It has like a thinner size, like the playing cards brand did. So this one, holy moly, I'm going to have to put it probably, I want to put it in the A tier. I'm kind of contemplating whether the A tier or the B tier, but I'll put it in the A tier. Definitely not top tier with what Bicycle, Stud, or Hoyle are trying to do, because I feel like it's just trying too hard for what it's trying to accomplish. But still a pretty good brand, even though visually it just kind of looks like it's asking for too much. Did a pretty decent job. So let's just go through the excess cards that I have. Here's a freaking Dollar Tree $100 bill. This one doesn't even have the tint on it, but look at this. I mean, it has this, it's not even poker size. It's thin. It's got the round edges, which already I'm not liking it, like the noticeable round edges, and then just like the white outline. The texture, I'll already tell you that, is not there. Oh my. And then, well, it's not that bad. I shouldn't criticize it too much. I thought it was going to be, like, horrible. But I don't think it's good as the playing cards brand. Like, it's pretty similar, but I'm probably going to put it in the C tier, just going off of that one. Let's get that out of the way. And then some of the NFL cards that I got for Christmas. I got actually 2 packs of them, the NFL cards. And I am a Vikings fan, by the way. We lost our game yesterday, which I'm pretty sad because we have, like, no chance at the playoffs now. So our season is pretty much over after we play the Detroit Lions, which isn't going to matter that much. Texture, dude, why can't I ever remember the texture? I just used it yesterday. Okay, so already I'm going to say a negative effect to this is, like, shuffling is going to be a little bit more difficult. I can already tell you that. So it's definitely more for just playing with a group of friends. Texture, not there. Cover, I like it. I like how they put in the purple and yellow for the Vikings. Definitely like that. So yeah, it's more of like a playing cards brand, which I can't blame them because it does have Vikings. I mean, this is not something you're going to use if you were David Blaine, you know. So overall, not going to go in A tier, but I'll probably put it in the B tier. Just a very average brand. And then the last brand, and oh god, I am scared. This is the Magic Kit playing cards brand. This is supposed to be for doing card tricks. So if they disappoint me, it's going in the F tier. At least the other ones that I put in the B tier didn't claim that they were for magic tricks. Like Bicycle doesn't claim that it's for magic tricks, but it just overall is really good for oh my. This is it. Okay, it's not even poker size, first of all. How am I supposed to do sleight of hand with this horrific texture, horrific backdrop, horrific cover art? This is not going to look fashionable at all if I'm doing a magic trick. I mean, at least they didn't put in the big numbers. I mean, it's slightly bigger than average, but at least they didn't do that. But holy. I mean, you're claiming to be a good magic trick card deck. I'm going to have to put you in the... Do I want to put you in the F tier? Do I want to put you in the F tier? What do you guys think? D tier or F tier? I think... I don't like this at all. I guess I'll just play 52 pickup with these cards. Jesus. I'm putting it in the F tier. Screw that, guys. Alright, so I'm going to have to clean my mess up after this video, but that's all there is to say. Those are all the card deck brands that I went off of. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. So there were a few announcements that I forgot. With my short film, I know I said I was going to make a bloopers and behind the scenes. I am working on my bloopers, but I cannot download a music, and like every time I try to download like a music for it, it will never pop up in KineMaster now. So like it's really hard to find a music to use it for now. Like I'm trying to get this like circus music to make it sound funny at the beginning, and I just can't find anything. So until then, I'm going to try to release the bloopers and behind the scenes. I'll probably end up releasing the behind the scenes first, if anything. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the tier list. Stay tuned, because really at this point, I could make any video, honestly. So, for this video, I'm probably going to take a picture of the ones that I couldn't find on the internet and, put them for the sake of the tier list. And I'll show you the tiers. You guys will already see them. I'll show you guys the tiers after I rank each one. But that's pretty much going to do it for the video. Like and subscribe, guys. And I'll see you next time.